Okay, so our lesson today is going to be a review to solving number stories. So there is a home link that goes with this um, if you choose to do it. Um, so for the guide to solving number stories is a big part of mathematics. You guys know that we have every few days it seems like we have some number stories that we are solving, or sometimes every day. Good problem solvers often follow a few simple steps every time they solve a number story. When you are solving a number story, you can follow these steps in any order. Now, here are the steps. So make sense of the problem, make a plan, solve the problem, and then check. Now, obviously, you have to make sense of the problem before you can solve it. So you can't always change all of the steps, but you can change some of them sometimes. All right, so we're going to talk about each step by itself. So first of all, we make sense of the problem. We read the problem and we figure out, so what is it that I understand? What do I know? What information did they give me? And what do I need to find out? So here is a story problem. Robert and Jason want to buy a group ticket package for football games. Package A costs $276 and includes 2 tickets for each of 6 games. Package B costs $336 and includes 2 tickets for each of 8 games. Which package charges more per ticket and how much more per ticket? So going back to the things that help me make sense of the problem, what do you understand? Well, I understand that Robert and Jason are going to buy some tickets for football games. And what do I know? That there's 2 different packages they can buy. Package A costs $276, and in that package, they get 2 tickets per game for 6 games. Package B costs $336, and they get 2 tickets per game for 8 games. So the price is different. They get 2 tickets for every game, but this one you get 6 games, this one you get 8 games. So what do I need to find out? Well, there's 2 questions here. If you look up here in the story problem, there's actually 2 different things they want you to answer. How much does each ticket cost for each package? And what's the difference between the cost of tickets from package A and package B? Okay, so that's my first step. I just have to understand exactly what it is I'm going to do. So then I have to make a plan. And here is my problem again. I left it up here. So there's lots of different things that you can do to solve number stories. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide, you can draw a picture. You know, I'm a big fan of that, even though my pictures usually aren't very good. You can draw a diagram, you can make a table, you can make a graph, you can write a number model, you can use counters or base 10 blocks, you can do tallies, you can use number grid or number line, and I'm sure there's other things that you can think of too. So, and sometimes you'll have to do more than one thing. You won't just add or you won't just subtract. And especially in 4th grade and moving on, you're going to have multiple steps that you're going to be taking to get your answers. So this is my plan because this is what I know. I know that I need to figure out what each ticket costs. So first I need to find out how many tickets they will get with each package. So how can I figure out how many tickets they're going to get for package A? Okay, so I'm going to do that by multiplying 2 times 6 for package A and 2 times 8 for package B. Okay, so I could also draw tallies. I could do some other things, but if I'm using actual math, multiplying would be the easiest way to do it. I could also do like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 to figure out how many tickets that would be. And then after I figure out how many tickets they will get, I need to find out how much each ticket will cost. So for example, in package A, if I multiply 2 times 6, I know they're going to get 12 tickets. Okay, so they're going to get 12 tickets, and the whole thing costs $276. So how am I going to figure out how much each ticket costs? So I want to make equal groups. So when I make equal groups, I'm going to divide. Okay, So I'm going to figure that out by dividing the total by the number of tickets. So the total cost, I should say. So I'm going to divide the total cost by the number of tickets to figure out how much one ticket costs. And then the last thing I need to do is I need to compare the cost of the tickets between the two packages to see what the difference in cost is. So, for example, and I'm just shooting out a number here, let's say that package A ticket costs $48 and package B costs $44. So what am I going to do to compare the cost between those two prices? Well, I can do that by subtracting the higher number, sorry, said that wrong, subtracting the lower number from the higher number. And at this point, we don't know what that is, okay? One thing that you could do that we'll actually talk about later, and we've done a lot this year, is estimating. So if you did an estimate, that would help you to know which one is probably going to cost more. But I know just from life and from shopping that usually the more you buy, the cheaper it is because they want you to buy more. So I'm guessing that package B is going to be cheaper just from life experience, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and solve it. So the first thing that I had to do was multiply, okay? So I did my 2 times 6 equals 12 for package A. And 2 times 8 for package B. Okay, so that was my step 1, was to find out how many tickets. And then I have to divide. So for package A, I had 276 divided by 12. Remember, that's one way to make the division sign. Okay, 276 divided by 12. And then the second one is going to be 336 divided by 16. And then my last step is to subtract the two numbers. So I'm just going to put that down here. All right, so if I wanted to make this into a number model, I know that they like us to have it all in one number model. So I'm going to show you what it would look like. Most fourth graders have trouble putting all this together in one number model. So if you're still struggling with that, no worries, you'll get it. Okay, so I'm going to do 336. That's what the number I'm going to start with. And that's going to be divided by 2 times 8. And then I'm going to subtract. So actually I'm going to have 2 sets of parentheses here because I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to do this part. And then my second part is 276 divided by 12. Sorry, divided by 2 times 6. And again, more parentheses. And that will be my answer. So first I'm going to do 2 times 8 and 2 times 6. And then I'm going to divide 336 by that number, 276 by this number, and then I'm going to subtract the 2 to get my final answer. So 276 divided by 12, I'm going to open up a new page here so I can do that. Okay, so 276 divided by 12. Now this would be where I could use my easy multiples, okay? So I'm just going to show you a shortcut that I use. I'm going to look at 12 and 27, and I know that 12 times 2 is 24, so I know I can get really close with 20 because 20 times 12 would be 240. So that's where I'm going to start my problem without even writing out my easy multiples. So then I would have 36 left. And I know that 12 times 3 is 36. So I just took a shortcut there instead of using my easy multiples. So package A is going to cost $23 per ticket. Okay, now package B, 336 divided by 16. Okay, so again, I'm going to look at 16 and 33. I know that 16 times 2 is 32. So 16 times 20 is going to give me 320. So then I have 16 left, and I can make one more group with 16. So I have 0 left. So package B costs $21 per ticket. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here. And so this one was $23, and this one is 21. And then I have to subtract the two numbers. So 23 minus 21 would be 2. So now I'm going to answer the problem, the question to my story problem. So this is how you could write it out. Okay, since they asked you 2 questions, you actually need to fill in 2 things to answer this correctly. So package blank charges blank more per ticket. So which package charges more? That would be package A. So package A charges more. And how much more? This one was 23, this one was 21. So it was $2 more per ticket. Okay, so that's how you would solve that whole thing. Now, if we go to our last step, check. Does your answer make sense? How do you know? Okay, so one thing that we've talked about a lot is estimates. Okay, so if I wanted to do an estimate for this, I'm going to highlight my problem here and move it into my check page, maybe. Okay, now I want to make an estimate. So I'm going to change 336 to, let's see. I want to make it easy, so I know this one. I'm gonna do the 2 times 8 first. So I'm gonna do this one as 2 times 10. And I'm going to change 336 to 300. I'm going to round it down to a lower 100. And then 2 times 6 I'm going to do as 2 times 5. And I'm going to round 276 to 300. And remember, with estimates, depending on how close your numbers are, sometimes your estimate is going to be a little bit off, and we may find that here. Okay, so, I said 300 and I put 400, but actually 400 is going to work better, so I'm going to leave it at 400. I just used a close to number. That's one way you can estimate, remember. So 2 times 10 would be 20. So I would have 400 divided by 20 minus 300 divided by 10 for my first part of my estimate. 400 divided by 20 would be 20. And 300 divided by 10 would be 30. So my numbers are actually backwards here. So then 30 minus 20 would be 10, okay? So It's telling me that the numbers should be about 10 apart, and the numbers were actually 2 apart. So um, my estimate, my answer are fairly close. If I made these closer, then it would work even better. So if I did use 300 divided by 20, um, it would be a better estimate than 400. So it just depends on what your estimate is, and but estimates are a great way to check to see if your answer makes sense. But you can also, just kind of think, does it make sense? You're probably not going to pay $500 for each ticket. So if you come up with a huge number like that, then you probably need to go back through and try a different method and see if you can figure out why you went wrong. So, all right. Good job, guys. I will post the home link that goes with this if you choose to do it. Have a great